Hi, it's Moody here, helping you fish smarter and not harder. And this week's blog post, it's one for the beginners, those getting into a bait casting outfit. Many of you may already know this, but this is going to help the beginners and those people out there who don't know how to set the cast control, which in other words means the amount of line that's going to fall off the spool once you press the free spool button. If you take the time to get this right, you're going to spend less time getting birds' nests and wasted time on the water, and more time with your lure in the water catching a few fish. So basically what we have on these baitcaster reels is a spool control and a cast control knob, one on either side. The cast control is just a refined clutch base. Some of them are magnetic in some reels. It just stops that overrun of the spool, basically helps slow that down, and you can vary the adjustment by the control on the opposite side here. Usually around about halfway is good for most reels. And on the other side here you have the spool adjustment. And now what that does is that takes any slop out of the spool movement from side to side, and that'll tension it up just nicely as well, so you've just got that free bit of movement when you press the free spool button down. So what we're looking for is to press this button down, the release button, your thumb bar. Now we just want that lure to fall down slowly by itself. We don't want it to actually race down 100 miles an hour or not move at all. That's getting pretty close there actually. Take my thumb off, and it just falls down nice and steady. You don't want it doing this too quick. That's just falling way too quick there now. Right. So what we do is just tension it back up again. Press the free spool, a little bit too quick still. Just tension it up a little bit more. A bit better. A little bit more. Sometimes this takes a while. A little bit too much. It won't fall down by itself. So I'll just back it off a tad until it does. There we go. Perfect. That's exactly where we want it. So it's just falling of its own momentum without dropping too fast or not dropping at all. And that's going to help you when you cast, and when you let go and your line's flying through the air, you're not going to get as many birds' nests. Now another little tip for those of you who are new to bait casting, bait casting rods have the little trigger grip under there, so it always pays to hold them like that with your index finger around the trigger grip, and then that way your thumb is nice and free to sit on the thumb bar. And when you press the thumb bar down, your thumb tip automatically touches the line, and that becomes your brake. Your thumb becomes your brake during the casting. And always, very important to learn, especially in the early days, if you've got a bucket down the backyard and you're using an old lure with no hooks on it, always learn to cast overhead like that. Don't get too used to casting from the sides, simply because sometimes you'll have other people in the boat and you can't do it from the side without hooking your mate. So always learn from the very start to cast overhead. If you keep trying this tip, it'll help you with your casting, and before you know it, it'll just come to you naturally. So if you enjoyed this little tip and you'd like to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, or if you want some special tips that I only send out via email, head on over to our website www.ryanmoodyfishing.com and sign up to join our free fishing community. Get into the great outdoors, keep fishing smarter, and I'll see you next time.